Live. We are here with a new video, and we are going to paint tonight. I will going to keep painting some pre-heresy miniatures, and I will start as well on Necromunda. So we are going to do most likely mainly the basis. I'm also preparing a tutorial. This will not go live, of course, because I like to do it in a different video. So just first, let me check that I'm well set up, that I'm going live and I'm not doing any mistake here. Just to be sure that everything is correctly set up, I like to confirm in the cell phone. Just give me a minute when my cell phone wants to react. Here we are. It seems that everything goes well. Perfect. We have it here. So I will put the chat. Yeah, I should remove the voice from here. Let me put the chat here, and yeah, maybe I should play some music. I'll put some background music. Let's put this one. Okay, here we are, ready. I will change to the camera that will go to the desk. So you can see what I'm painting. That is, I guess, more interesting than watching at me. So here we have, this is the chaplain from the Betrayal of Calth box. Okay, and it's going to be quite difficult access some parts here. So I hope I don't have too much trouble with that, because I need to access here at the bottom, and I have part of the cape on root because I didn't want to complete even more the painting. But it's quite I want to do the inside of the cape. I want to do the cape in white, and then the armor. It's going to be 1,000 suns one. Okay, why 1,000 suns? Because I want to combine this with the Prosper bonds. Okay, so I decided to do two pre-heresy legends to be able to play the games. One is going to be 1,000 Suns, and the other one is going to be Dark Angels. And Dark Angels will have a space world with them. There is no other option. Okay. Tomorrow I will put out the showcase of the Terminators. I finalized the Terminators of the Dark Angels pre-heresy. They were fun to paint. The freehand a little bit tricky to do, but at the end I'm quite happy how they look like, and I hope you like them. Okay, so let's just start painting this guy. I will take and I'm going to start with Rackard Flesh. Okay, here we go. Okay, I will start applying Rackard Flesh on this cape. The paint is a little bit dry on my palette, but will be okay. Okay, we're going to apply Rackard Flesh. Looks very white on camera. When I want to do something white, I don't want to go for a pure white. You don't want to start with a pure white. You want to start with a almost white color. It depends what shade you want to give. Can be a light blue. In my case, I wanted to go for a light cream color. The Rackard Flesh is a very nice. Celestial Gray is another nice color to start painting white, because you want to have a color that you can highlight later on. Okay, and I want to give a little bit of cream finishing to the white, to the cloth. I'm going to paint white inside and outside. Okay, I will not do this type of capes that are one color inside and another color outside. I want to do same color on both parts. Middle was primed in black. here comes the difficult part, right? Is how to access all this inside of the cave. As you can see, I decided not to assemble on the base, not to glue it, until I have the cave done, to have easier access to the miniature, to this part of the miniature. Okay. So once I'm done with this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Dreadnought Commander, and I'm painting this once because I assembled a while ago. I have to paint as well the Legion Tactical Marines, but I think it will be in a different way. This time I just wanted to paint what I had assembled some time ago, to avoid that any piece is missing, and just to just because at the end I would like to paint the full box, right? So I like to paint from time to time 30k, and especially this box that was plastic. And then I'm thinking if I will do the Primarchs for these Legions. Let me know what do you think, if you would like to see me painting Lionel Johnson or Magnus before during Preheresy times, right? So when he was still a Primarch and not a Diamond Prince. If you are interested, I paint Ariman in the past, so you can find this on my channel, how I did Ariman. I did a full tutorial, very detailed. Okay, the Ariman that was coming from Prospero Borns. Let's see, because the rumor says that there will be a new box coming that is on Siege of Terra. If it's Siege of Terra, any of these two legions participate in the Siege of Terra. But I will not create a new legion. Hi, Bogdor. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for joining. How life is going? So here we are. And we are going to need to another thin layer. It's quite watered down, the layer now, eh? This is why the color is not super solid, and is proposed to avoid to block any detail. I like a lot Racker Flesh. I think it's one of the colors I use the most. I think every painter has their own favorite colors and palette of colors. So you've been busy, a lot of work. Today have been quite a active day for me. But some of not been at home. I wake up today at 7 because my son is doing some Spanish lessons very early in the morning on Saturdays. Then we take advantage that we wake up to do a walk. We have the dog, then we go for a walk with the dog. And at the afternoon we went for a little bit of not really shopping, but just to look at some shops, just to spend a little bit, because my little one had a party, and while we were waiting, we were downtown just looking around. Yeah, has a great coverage. Racker Flesh is really a great color. I think if you want to create a nice base to paint white over black, if you start with Racker Flesh, you have a very nice starting point. I like it a lot. I fully agree with you, Wonder. So here we are. Yeah, I was hesitating because I want to do 1,000 songs for the renegades or for the non-loyal, and dark angels. I always like. I'm quite a fan of the dark angel legion. I find very interesting how they end up. And I was hesitating, right? What to do? Well, at the beginning, I wanted to do Alpha Legion for the renegades, but as Ariman was coming in the Born, then I decided to change for Thousand Sons. Okay. The only thing is that on the first box, the non-loyal ones have a chaplain, right? This is the warbearers, and they are commanded by a chaplain. So I was hesitating what to do with the chaplain. At the end, I will do a chaplain for the Thousand Sons. That's not sound maybe a little bit weird, but yeah, I don't want to create a chaplain from a different. I was thinking to paint it as maybe war bearers as well, like if it's a infiltrate in the Thousand Sons Legion, but no, I decided to go for the Thousand Sons chaplain. Yeah. Going to be chaplain with psychic powers at the same time. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, on the rules of 30k, all the characters have psychic powers on the Thousand Sons Legion. We will need to wait that this dries now. I will wait that this dries, and then I will do the red at the bottom of the legs. Wait. Tricky to have access to some of the internal parts. I'm glad that I have done the framing black. Let's let it dry. Keep it there next to me. And let's start doing the basing on these guys. Okay, this is the from Necromunda. This is one of the ambots. I'm going to use, let's see if I find it here. Not this one. I'm going to use Lead Belcher. So let's take we're going to apply Lead Belcher on the base. I did a tutorial as well a while ago how I do Necromunda bases. Of course, there are different ways to do Necromunda bases. You can do different type of washes and different type of finishing. And the ambush was a miniature that I like it from the first moment I saw them. I did not buy it. I just bought it recently. I was always hesitating if I want them or not, because I'm not playing Necromunda too much, right? I'm not having here people to play Necromunda. I didn't meet people that's playing Necromunda. So, but I like the miniatures, so I like to paint some miniatures from time to time. I decide to paint the ambots at the end, and I don't know, maybe I will one day I will play Necromunda and I will have these ambots, and as well I have increased the goal. I have also miniatures for the Goliath, to expand the Goliath band to have it at the same level as the Escher, right? Another option is to see if I convince one of my kids to play with me, Necromunda. I'm reading the rules, and they are quite interesting. And and it's very narrative, and I'm enjoying more and more the narrative games. So tomorrow I will be. There is not a problem at the end. That's not a problem. I will be playing another game, another cassette game of Warhammer 40,000. I will play again with my Elder, but I'm thinking now to do a second force with Dark Angels Terminators. A Death Win, like Death Win as well. We'll see. Okay. So I want to cover everything with the Lead Belcher. Later on, we are going to do all the effects, and we'll do. Okay, Lead Belcher is a good way to start doing these bases. I think I will do them all. And this is the contender that I'm also going to do a tutorial. I just applied one layer of red at this moment, or two layers of red, sorry. It's going to be as well 1,000 Suns Terminator, but I'm not painting it today because I'm doing a tutorial on it, so I need to paint it in a different moment so I can record for the tutorial. The only thing I don't like on these big bases of Necromunda, at least these two that I have are the same base. Okay. So we will need to work on the paint job and maybe put some bits later on to make them a little bit different. You can understand that Necromunda is like a industrialized. There can be industrialized parts that have the same floor repeated over and over. But you want to add some details to differentiate them. Again, here I was hesitating if I assemble them or not. At the end I decided to assemble all the parts. But it's going to be, you can have also difficulties to reach some of the parts. Okay, a question for all of you. I'm going to paint one of the ambots in yellow, okay? Like if they are heavy duty machines, as they are. But I don't want to paint both in yellow color, so I want to paint the other one in a different color. What other color will match with them? Because it has to be color that looks like industrial, right? These are heavy duty machines. They are not used for war normally. They are used for mining and working. So one, yeah, is going to be like the galvanite machines. I don't remember now from the terrain, the piece of terrain that the Game Workshop released a while ago. So we'll paint them as well. One of them in yellow, like if they were inspired, of course, from the Caterpillar brand. So I'm thinking what to do. Another one. Wow, this is a nice idea. So you use Star Wars rules, but you adapt it to Necromunda world. That's have to be fun. Role playing, something that I enjoyed a lot in the past. And yeah, I did not play for a lot of years. I tried with my kids as well. I used to be dungeon master or game master, but my kids were not in the mood of playing it. And these are the heavy Goliaths, so they are quite nice miniatures. Yeah, green. Yeah, I was thinking on green. Green can be interesting. Oh, the rules are free, so you can download them, I guess. I used to play a lot Star Wars in the 90s. The D6 was the D6 system. And I enjoyed it. We were playing in the Star Wars universe, of course. But you have... Yeah, but you can even use it. I think in Necromunda you can even use like the corruption of the dark side. Like if it's a chaos corruption, then yeah, because it can be the same idea at the end. But Psyker is using a lot of powers, have chances to get corrupted by the chaos at the end. No one is free to get corrupted in the 40k universe. Even the Inquisitors are corrupted quite often. Hi Alex! Thanks a lot for joining. I hope you are doing well as well. Yeah, we are in another painting night. Yeah, yesterday I just finished the project, the Terminators, the Cataphracti Legion Terminator for the Dark Angels. So, tomorrow I will put small showcase showing how they look like. Another base done. I want to do all the bases. Sorry if this is a little bit repetitive, but I want to leave them done. Another big Goliath is with two big axes. I assembled them like in the box. I did not go on. To be fair, as I did not play Necromunda, I don't know what are the correct or the nice weapon loads. But if I'm going for a berry narrative, if I play Necromunda, I will go for a berry narrative, and I will not be too much concerned about the. I mean, you want to. I play to win, but I'm not super concerned on having the most efficient list or the most efficient equipment load. So it's going to be okay. If I ever play Necromunda, that I will love. But I went more for the look of cool than for the game efficiency. Here we go. Good to hear that you're doing well. Here we are, another one. This is one of the new guys wearing this. How it's called this? This is called this saw, cutting saw. Well, those are for cutting, I guess. Is it this saw? I guess. I like this look of Necromunda, that they are using almost industrial equipment as a weapon. especially the Goliath. They have some. There was another one that goes with the tool to put clothes. This one with this type of looks like more soldering. Stone cutter, yeah, it's a stone cutter. You are right. Yeah. I like a lot the detail that he's wearing a mask. Whoa! Thanks a lot, Bobdo. Thanks a lot for the donation. Have a good night too. Very appreciated, Bogdor. I really appreciate it. So then I will go back to the chaplain. By the way, in 30k, if I'm not wrong, the chaplains were having the same color as the Legion. They were not having the typical black that they have in 40k. Yeah, another one. Another stone cutter. You can imagine these guys, they like the short range fighting. But, they are quite also short range. The Goliath, they like to use their own higher strength to go into close combat. Okay, we have the other one that is running. This was a little bit challenge to assemble. I don't like that the pistol is almost touching the ground. And it's going to be quite tricky as well to assemble. To paint, I mean, not to assemble, to paint. There we go. And when I'm painting miniatures that are already glued on the base, I like to do the base before the miniatures. Okay? Because there is nothing that I hate more that you are doing the base and then by mistake you are doing the miniature that you spend a lot of time painting. So this is why I normally do the base, because if I mess up a little bit the base, it's easy to solve. But messing up on the middle, it's also doable, but takes more time. So we need to do the second layer of lacquer flesh on this cape. Okay, you can see, not in camera, but there is part of the white is not solid enough. So we'll do the second layer of lacquer flesh. And this will be good enough. And I will not do the highlights now because I don't want to do the back of the cape. First, I want to glue it on the base. Okay. But what I want to be sure is that I reach nicely here the inside, and this way I have not glued. Yeah. Sometimes I like to come from the bottom like that. You are able to reach all the parts. Okay, and it's easier to see and to arrive all the parts when it's not glued to the base. Okay. We went to the same on this part. The backpack, I always like it to keep it separately. Almost in all my marines is one of the last parts that I always glue. What I do not want, if I to a prime or if I need to keep all the pieces together, I use glue tack to keep it attached to the miniature. So to avoid that I can lose the generator, right? The backpack or the back thing, the back generator. Okay. I think we can start applying the red. So it can be something, you can see something more interesting than this. Because on the basis then I will do no. I need to do some details and then I will do the brushes. Let's do this one. We are going to use Mephisto red. So I'm using Mephisto red for the red armor of the Thousand Swords. Okay, remember that I decided to go for Thousand Swords on my Renegade Marines. And the First Legion Dark Angels for the Loyalists. We are going to test here. Follow the recruit one spawning. So you will need several layers here. But I want to have more control, so I think I will put some additional paint. Because I want it less thin, okay? So we to avoid it's too thin, you put a little bit more paint. Okay, let's see if now it's better. We're going to start with the shoe, with the wood. I like it more like that. Like that will do well. What I'm trying to do is I'm applying the red, trying to leave the recesses in black. You can see that this part is much easier because I can come from the bottom. But if you are on the base, you cannot do what I'm doing here. This is what I like to do, the bottom part before attaching to the base. Here. The other advantage of using wet pulp is that I have the black from other paint jobs I did. In case you do a mistake, I already have black, even need to do some corrections. Like that. Then let's do the big black protection. The rivets I will not care at this point. We are going to highlight and shade them later. Sorry. Anyway, you can see I do all this part in red. White. And now I am thinking what I will do with all these pre-heresy miniatures. Because I don't think I will start investing in a lot of miniatures from Portugal to make an army. So I think I will keep them as a very small forces, mainly to play the 2 board games that we're released with, and maybe from time to time I will buy a miniature or something. I'm hesitating about the Primarchs as well, if I want to paint the Primarchs. The Portugal Primarchs is something that I would like to paint maybe in the future. They are nice miniatures. They're very iconic if you like the 40k background. But I would love to have a version of Lionel L. Johnson, but no in the 40 version aligning. Although the miniature from Pre-Heresy is very nice. So if I have to choose my favorite Legion from Pre-Heresy, they were the Alpha Legion. But the other one I like it a lot from the Traitors were as well the Thousand Sons. And I think their Horus did a good job manipulating the situation to force the Thousand Sons to betray at the end the Empire. It seems that Magnus was tempted pain in a way by the French from very early times, but he was trying to avoid to get corrupted. And he was trying to solve the problem of the mutations in his legion. So Thousand Sons, even during the Crusade, had a problem. Since that there was a problem with the gene seed or something like that. That they were the DNA were very unstable. They were having a lot of mutations in the legion. So Magnus started studying how to avoid the mutation. And it seems that during this study, he get into contact in a way with Finch. It is another god that always seeks, the god that always seeks for knowledge. trying to close. Hi Essex, good evening. Thanks a lot for joining. So I hope you're doing well as well. Here we are in another painting night. This time I'm painting for Heresy and Necromunda. In concrete, it's going to be 1,000 Suns on the Heresy because I finished painting the Terminators of the Dark Angels, and now I wanted to paint some heretics. Yeah, I'm doing good as well. Enjoying the weekend. Just one day is off already. And tomorrow, happy to have another game of Warhammer 40,000. Then my mom is coming from Spain here to Belgium, so I will not have time then to meet for gaming. She's only coming for 10 days, so I don't want to go to live for gaming during these 10 days. But so far so good. And now a little bit of relax before going bed with a little bit of painting, as I like to do every night. Painting is normally my relaxing activity before going to bed, and I try to do it every night. So I'm really enjoying it. And sometimes when I'm very tired, maybe I don't paint too much, and maybe I just paint for 40 minutes. But I like to do a little bit, at least a little bit every day. So I keep advancing unless I have something that is stopping me. But normally, if I'm not traveling, of course, or doing something that I'm out of home, because to paint I need to be on my desk. I cannot take the paints and go somewhere to paint normally. I need my good light, my magnifier glass now. But the lighting is super important for me. And then I don't want to be carrying all my paints here and there to be able to paint. I will do first the wood in red, and then I will start putting black and dirtiness. I'm going to do the basing at the end. I think I will do for a basing. Squid hawks today. Good, good. The new hawk meters are really nice. I don't know what is the name, but I love a lot the boss that goes on this squid that looks like a shark. I think it's maybe one of my favorite miniatures now. So I don't know if in the future I will paint just one, because I like the miniature. But I find really nice, this shark looking squid. So, now comes the problem, right? How to reach See, I'm coming from a position that if you are on the base, you cannot paint, okay? And even with that, it's very difficult to arrive to where I wanted. So I will leave it some parts in black because there's no way I can reach it. Here we go. And there inside, which there is quite a pain. Of course, we are not going to do any highlight or shading there. We just put the red, and because it's very hidden, will remain dark anyway. Okay, you're bringing a big change on this guy. Yeah. I think this is one of the other great things of the orcs. This is a faction that is really claiming for keep bashing, right? Need to paint as well one day because I have the speed freaks box. I will need to paint one day the speed freaks. And here, what I like to do on these guys, I'm painting the mask of the helmet. I will paint it in gold. As well as this thing. So this month, so far, I'm quite happy with my progress on painting. Okay. My expectation is October I will paint more than what I buy. And I hope to do the same on November. My objective at the end of the year is to have paint more than what I bought. Last year I was more or less flat. Okay. And I think this year I will be flat, but I want to be flat with some, because the other thing I was to paint 6 or 8 more than what I bought. It means that I bought a lot of miniatures as well. So this year I want to reach at least the same number. But the speed is still not good enough, so I need to purchase less. Problem is all the new miniatures. I like all the new miniatures. This is my problem. So now waiting that the Harrow Deep is arriving to me. And maybe I will paint the Harrow Deep in between Necromunda. I need to check the rules, since that the rules have changed quite a bit on Warhammer Underworlds. And they also changed the back of the cards. Okay, let me make a look. We'll make a look on Facebook. I have it here open. I think it will be interesting to make a look. Refresh this. Ooh, I love it. I like a lot this vehicle. This is like a boogie. It's very Mad Max. And the freehand of the school is nice. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Very, very nice. And this is going to be used as one of the boogies, one of the vehicles, or it's going to be a truck. I like a lot the, yeah, it's very nice. I like the paint job, very weathered. Nice job, it looks great. Well done. Well done. Nice job. I'm thinking to do maybe next week, instead of painting, I think I will do a live showing the miniatures on this Facebook group. Just to give a little bit back, or share what other people are doing. So I think can be a nice video. Just the video sharing the work that, yeah, the people in this group is doing. I want to give a little bit more visibility to this group, so I think I will do it. Weeks, then I'm up to date. Wow, you are good shape. Yeah. I was counting, I have about 800 miniatures in pending to be painted. On the other side, I'm happy because I have more than 2000 miniatures painted. I start doing a little bit of inventory to track a little bit what I have on each army. To have more control, what I assemble, what needs to be assembled. And when you realize, when you start making, the good thing of making these numbers is that then you realize that you have too much material to be painted. At least in my case, this is what's working for me. So, and then you slow down the buying, right? You start rationalizing a little bit how much you buy. Because again, workshop is not in creating a model that is almost forcing you to buy at the launch date because of this yeah, exclusive boxes and blah 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 they do. But there's a moment that you have to say stop. This is going to be as a track. Yeah, what I was imagining because there was the turret with the guys on the what the turret the what's called this on the top thing, right? The Gretchings with the guns there. So, but I really like it. So yeah, if I think next week I will do this. I think instead of painting, I will go through the Facebook group. I will share the paint jobs, and if the people don't mind, I can give as well some advices on how I will do some things differently or how I will improve some parts. If I have, okay, if I know how to do it, because sometimes there are work that is very well done, even that I don't have any feedback to give, just that it's a very nice painted miniature. So if you're watching that and you would like to see your miniature next week on the channel, I have a Facebook group. The link is in the description of the video, or will be in the description of the video later on, but all my videos have this link on the description, all my recent videos, so you can go that and ask permission to be able to post. I give permission to anybody that is asking me for permissions, but it's quite quiet, but there is no conflict, so everybody there is behaving very nicely. And I would like to go and share the work of this community. So if you want to also to be part, just check any video and you will find the link to this Facebook group there. There we go. Then next I will start painting the bottom part of the Casus Arcanum, how this is called, and then I will be able to glue it on the base. It is much more comfortable to paint when it is glued. There we go. As you can see, my piston red works quite nicely on top of black prime. Okay. So then I will do live. Yeah, if you think that I think it's going to be fun to do that. Maybe do it this type of videos, sharing community work once a month, once every 2 months, I don't know, something like that, depending how much news there on the group. I need to see if I can invite other people so that I'm not alone just commenting the paint jobs. It's always nice to have other people, so you can have 2 or 3 people commenting. So you can see I try to leave the separation between armor plates in black. So yeah, there is a lot of talented people. The important thing is to use what you see from talented people to inspire yourself, but always take into account what is the level that you want to paint, right? And how much you want to invest on each miniature. Because there are some of these painters that are amazing, right? I don't know if you look, for example, Vince Venturella. Or yeah, Sergio Calvo. Or there are some of them that are really making pieces of art. But then they tell you how many hours they spend, and okay, and now they spend less hours than they used to spend, right? Because they are using these techniques for a while, and they master the techniques they're using. But I cannot. I think I will not have the passion to spend that much time on a miniature. On characters, I like to spend a little bit more time, but not equivalent to one of these golden lemon painters are dedicating. So it's important that you know how much you want to spend per miniature and what is the level that you feel comfortable with. And don't let the others dictate that for you. You decide how much time you want to spend per miniature. So, like, yeah, when you do the first base colors to these miniatures, to the Space Marines, in the way I'm doing can be a lot of time consuming as well. But I prefer to paint, in my case, like that, more slowly and really just painting where I want it right, because then for me it's easier to identify the other spots that will need another color or highlight or other type of finishing. It's easier for me to identify what is missing when I'm doing it that way. Oh, my favorite miniature I have ever painted. I have. If I have to choose just one, will be Magnus, the Prime Magnus the Red. I like a lot how this miniature end up painted. Okay. From design point of view, is not my favorite miniature, but as overall, the finishing, the size, how the imposing, and at the end, how my paint job went on that miniature, maybe this is my favorite one. Okay. And on Nature Sigmar, I have two miniatures that I like a lot. If I just look design point of view, I like a lot Lady Oleander. I like a lot the Lady Oleander look, the ghost. Okay. I know that from design is not super complex and it's not the most elaborated design, but I like it a lot, this miniature. But then between painting and everything, I will go for the starter deck I did for the Stormcast Eternals. So, but yeah, Magnus. Maybe I should start playing Thousand Suns just to put Magnus on the table. My Thousand Suns force is very small. And it's outdated because it's made of steel. Well, when the Space Marines, the Thousand Suns were a mix of plastic with metallic parts. Personalized. So I did not, from the new kit, I only have Magnus. This is why I don't play Thousand Suns at this moment. And I will need to revise them. And do you have a favorite miniature in your collection? Hi, Juicy. Thanks a lot for joining and greetings. Thanks a lot for passing by and commenting in the chat. Very appreciated. So I hope things are going well in Finland. No, let's do the gold. And as we have black, I will go for Retributor armor on the golden past. So I will do all the trimming in gold, and as well the mask. No, sorry, I will not do that. First I will do but the staff, Colossus Arcanum. I'm going to put, I'm using bluish metal. We want to do this weapon, the staff part. In bluish silvery metal, like most like steel, and then the top will go gold. Now as you can see, I changed the brush when I went to metallics. I'm using quite a brush that is already quite damaged. I don't want to damage any of my good brushes. Metallic paints can harm or damage your brushes, so I always recommend to use, well, you still need to use quite a precise brush, but not your best brush for that. There we go. See if I can. Some good brushes. I have painted about 6 months with Citadel Brushes, but I don't like it. Okay. I have to say that I'm using a lot Citadel Brushes. I get used to them because I was using them for years and years. The other brushes I'm using that I like a lot are these ones I like a lot. These are the Wilson and Newton. Okay, although the colors have been almost eliminated. They are the same quality. Anyway, these are very similar, or at least the people say that the artificial Citadel ones are a Wilson and Newton. Okay, but I like this one quite a lot. Have a very nice point. It's quite durable. I'm very happy with it. And the other one, but these are quite expensive, I also use the Artist Opus Series S. Okay, I use this especially for for all the painting except washes, and well, of course I don't use them for dry brushing or metallics. Okay, so, and here I bought, I like, and then yeah, I have a bad habit. I like to use very thin brushes. Normally I'm using size of 00, 000. This is a one that I use a lot. And when I say a lot, it's a lot. I have a lot of hours of painting. This has been very damaged, and it's much thinner than it used to be. Okay, but you can still see that it keeps a very sharp and pointy tip. Okay. Let me see if you can see it maybe better over black. Yeah. This one's Opus, but they are quite expensive. Okay, you can see that I use it so much that the paint is rubbed off from the brush almost. Okay, here you should see the name, and it's almost rubbed off. Okay. These are the ones I like it the most. If you want something for dry brushing, and you want very soft brushes, I use normally cosmetic brushes for dry brushing. The ones that you can buy very cheap in Amazon. These are for me ideal for dry brushing. These are already used a lot. It's a little bit too stiff now, but I can make them softer. I'm also using this thing. Okay, don't use this for natural hair brushes, okay? Use this only for synthetic brushes. If you have natural hair, then you should use the soap, like the, well, I don't, yeah, this one here. Let me see, my dog was around here, I don't want to smash. Moment. This is a soap to clean brushes, okay? So I need to humidify a little bit, but what you do is you take water, and then you need to humidify a little bit, and then you do like that, and you will see that the brush, okay, you can see that I'm removing a lot of paint from the brush. Okay, it's quite good, this soap, and I highly recommend it if you have natural hair brushes. Okay, I would say, yeah, I like to spend more money on the brushes. I never use these Raphael brushes. Never use them. If it's natural hair, okay, with some hair of Marta, it should be quite good. Okay, but if you have one of these good brushes, don't use them with metallics or washes. The problem of the washes is that it flows very easily to the top of the shaft, okay? Where you have the metallic thing, and then you have a problem because it will stay there and it will start damaging the brush and opening it. So if you want to avoid that, have one brush for washes and contrast paint, and then have a good brush when you need to do the tails, edge highlight, and more detail work. This is why on swell metallics, they have metallic particles, and sometimes they need some type of not solvents, they are called, yeah, materials to keep the metal parts in suspension in the solution. So they are more harmful for the brushes. So this is why I tend to change my brush when I go for metallics. Sometimes I will use natural hair brush for metallics if I need to do a detail and I need a very precise tip. But in that case, for example, I don't need it. Yeah, and this is a Citadel brush, and I use it. It's a very old Citadel brush. Has a lot of hours of painting. This is why the tip is quite damaged, but it is still working for me. I always find that the Citadel small brushes last more than the ones that are bigger numbers. I don't know why. It happened to me. Maybe it's unique to me. Sorry if I cannot give more guidance. This is my experience with the brushes. Yeah, I also started using very cheap brushes for the heavy work, and then keep the good brushes for the detail. But I still, I don't know. It's very personal. I think every person like a type of brush. I'm very used now to the Wilson and Newton. I really like them. And I have to say that, yeah, their cost, I think, was 15 euros maybe. One brush, 15 euros one brush. But it lasts me for a lot of months painting every day. Okay, so I'm quite happy. So then you need some, but all the painters are using some very cheap brushes. Yeah, and the artificer one, I think I don't know, no, but it's on the 16 euros, I think, the artificial one. The one that goes in the artificial one goes like this one goes in this type of plastic tube. I mean, if you buy the super cheap brushes, then you have less. Yeah, you know that you will need more than one, because once it's damaged, you throw it away and you go for a new one. But you know your investment is lower as well. I think it's a good time to put him on the base. In that case, I have the base already here, so I will put him. I will need to use Loctite super glue. So cyanoculate glue to, because I have the stones on the base. Hold for a little bit. To be really patient. Super glue is not what it used to be. Let's take it off here on the side. So I'm doing this off camera, but so we are going to keep working on this base. Okay, and then one thing I want to do now is to make like some parts where you have like painted warnings or yellow on the. Here I'm hesitating because this one will be a heavy duty one. No, here we'll do a different thing. I'm going to use this one. I will not put that. What I'm going to use the typhus corrosion, and I will add texture. Okay. By the way, if you have come late, this is one of the ambots of Necromunda. They have the other one here. I think they are spectacular miniatures. This is the compare size to the Vennout Contemptor. So they are shorter, but they are quite a nice brutes for Necromunda. And I want to paint this guy in the typical yellow that is used in heavy duty machines. Yeah, I think it's a good. Yeah, if you paint tabletop, I think you can. You just water ready, how it's called. If you go for some, I would say synthetic cheap brushes should be good enough. I would say the more expensive and natural brushes, natural hair brushes, are more used for the tail normally. But there are a lot of good painters that they just use synthetic for the base coating and the starting for the first paint jobs. So what I'm doing now is I'm applying here typhus corrosion. It's a little bit. Typhus corrosion have a little bit of texture on it. Then what I will do as well is I take water, for example, and I just took water from the pot, and I can thin down a little bit and help to spread. Okay. If I wanted to make it lighter, I just want to create some part where we'll apply the oxidation later on. Okay, I want to apply some. And here, this one I will keep it just metallic. Okay. On this base, I will not put yellow because I want to use yellow on the miniature, so I don't want to put yellow on the base. Okay. But for example, this one I will do in a different color. Okay, so we can put like some warnings on the ground. So we're going to take the case real yellow, or we can start with a very dark yellow. Overland Sunset is a very good yellow to have good coverage. Take some. I think contrast have been a very good. The mega knobs, yes. I think these ambots will really, yeah. I think that if you take off the head and you manage to put an orc head there, yeah, then you can keep by some of the arms or maybe a leg to make it look more crappy, more and I think then you will have a very nice mega knob. The box comes with 2 ambots. The kit. I guess. They are nice miniatures. The ambots are nice miniatures. You can see how nice Overland Sunset covers over silver, okay? And if you do it over black, you will have a very similar coverage. So let's do this one. As well, I will do this one here. Okay, this one is good enough. I will do other bases as well. For example, this one. You can make, like if this is a dangerous thing, you want to warn that this is maybe this is what we want to finish with the. So this is a Goliath, over proportional Goliath. It's the size of an ambot. Of them, you see, almost the size of an ambot. It's a really big one. I also think this Goliath, if you change the head, I think can also be converted into orc. Because have a massive size. So I think can be also a good thing for orcs. Let me show you the other one. This is the same. Well, it's the same miniature, but with the axes. Okay. I think you also can keep bash this Goliath into orcs, like knobs, right? Because they are quite big, but they have a lot of musculature. They don't have heavy armor, so I think they can be a good with a head change. Just if you want some disproportionate big hole. I don't know if they are selling these guys in eBay or in second hand. If not, the box, the kit comes with 2 of these big guys and 4 smaller ones that you can also keep bash. And the weapons look very industrial. Maybe you can also reuse them as in the orcs. Just an idea. Yeah, Aberland Sunset, I think if you are going to paint yellow, it's almost a must to have. Especially if you keep priming in black. Okay. Yeah, you have here if you want to make a look how the metal looks like. It's really a big guy. The small ones, I don't know, but they are also, yeah, they have not wearing any type of armor, something like that. It looks heavy armor, so I think the other ones you can reuse it as a voice. Because at the end you on orcs you have so many orcs. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to go with the brush. You can see very sideways. In that way, I just paint over the. I will not do all the bases with yellow. I will just do another one and then so. That one I will leave it without yellow marking. You can see I go sideways. Then it's very easy. we'll just cover where is needed. And now all these ones will be ready for typhus corrosion, but I will do it later, not to bother, not to be too boring doing always the same. So I expect no typhus corrosion to be divine. Yes, it's divine. You can see it very nice. And we're going to apply now this color, Razor Rust. Okay, this very thick color, you have to be careful where you keep it, you know, what's next to the ventilation. And I like to take it with some water. Okay, I will take a little bit of excess, because normally is what I don't like from the Razor Rust is that I like the color tone, but what I don't like is that it's like a dry paint, because normally the rust will not go to the exposed parts, will stay in the recesses, right? In the where the water is accumulated, where there is not friction, so the rust can accumulate. Because normally if there is a part that have a lot of friction, you will not have rust accumulated, okay? So this is why you do it in that way. I take water, just a little bit of rust, and I apply it where I like it, okay? And now we are going to wait at this device, and it's going to be ready for a wash. We are going to wash everything, all the base, with aqua shade, and this will make the rust to look less orangey. Okay? Now it's too orange, but once we apply the aqua shade over everything will look better. Okay, so we'll wait a little bit at this device. So while this is drying, what we can paint is the backpack. Okay. And to paint the backpack again, I'm going to take the Mephiston red and do the different blades of the yeah, it's a very good combination. I think the good thing, it depends a lot, right? If you want to go for a dirty yellow or more yellow that have been is weathered, you go the recipe you are sharing is very good. So you apply Avalanche Sunset, that is a little bit, it's got a very nice coverage, and then you apply Seraphim Sepia, and it will look like a dirty or weathered yellow in a way, right? But if you want to go bright yellow or orangey yellow, then you need to apply, you apply first Avalanche Sunset, especially if you have black prime, and then you apply the yellow that you like it on top, and you will have it will save you a lot of time. The other thing, I don't know if you know the technique SX, but one technique that is very nice to do like simulate chip, the paint has been chipped, or to simulate damage, is do weathering with a sponge. Okay, sponge weathering. You do this with a very dark brown, and it will look like that the paint has been chipped in some parts, and then you are sharing like a weathered metal that is underneath. You can do this chip. I would recommend Reynolds Height or very dark brown to do that. I did that with the galvanic servo haulers, that they were yellow, and I think it looks good. if I can, maybe I will repeat a video on that when I'm doing the ambot. Maybe I should do a video. I think I will do one ambot as a tutorial. And the other ambot, no, just one. I will do the yellow ambot as like a tutorial. I think can be interesting. Then I can share how I do yellow, how I chip the yellow, how I virgin the yellow, how I do the warning, the yellow black straps. So it's a miniature that can be very interesting to do all this type of finishings. So like if it's a heavy use machine. So, as you can see, I try to keep painting the backpack in the same way I did the armor, trying to avoid to go into the recesses. Okay, just painting each armor plate one by one and separate one from each other. Here, yeah, we have a tube, but this armor and this is armor. And then I will do the connection as well. I don't want to do it black, so I will do it as well in red. As well, this part. You can see here at the back, the primer did not arrive, meaning that this part is really attached to the cape, so it's not going to be visible, and I want to put paint on all this flat bottom part. Okay, so I will do a tutorial then. But first I need to finish the tutorial on the... I want to finish the tutorial on the contemptor. There's no contemptor. We are going to do the tutorial on the ambot. This backpack is nice to have. Then I will need to touch again the cape, because when you are touching that long with your fingers, you are rubbing off a little bit of the paint. But it's not a problem. We are going to repaint and correct, and once the backpack is assembled, to the miniature. No, I'm not part of this group. I will look for it and join it. So it's 40k or community. Okay, I will look for that. What is your favorite clan of the orcs? Mine are the Eagle Sons. I love the speed freaks. I love the crazy vehicles. And I like painting them red with flames. Here we are. This is the guy that is now glued to the base. Yeah, let's do now the wash here. I think this will be one of the last things. It's almost 2 o'clock in the night here, and I think it's going to be time to go to bed. But first, I will finalize this thing. Okay. So now we are going to apply a wash of Ivax Air Shade. And we try not to accumulate too much where we have put the rust. You don't want to cover completely the rust. You want to make it look less orangey. But you can keep some parts more orange than the others. Here is when you do these bases I like a lot bases to experiment, to try new things sometimes. And to practice techniques. Because if you screw up a base, you can always repaint or put some other element and cover the mistake. Okay, so the bad moons and the Goth. With Gath Kultvaka is the boss of the leader of the one of the leader of the Goth. I also like the Bad Moon, especially for the mega armors. They are the rich orcs. Then, as each time we apply a wash, you will need to let it dry before doing any other thing. I don't want to touch more the guy from the Thousand Sons. I just want to show you one thing. We'll take black. This black is from Miniature Paint, and it's quite affordable, much more cheaper than I was experimenting paints from this company, because they are very cheap. And black is working well, silver is working well. All colors I'm not that happy, but some colors are quite good. And now what we do with black, we start on a point and we do we try to keep again, if you want to practice and to have more brush control, doing this type of freehands on bases will help you a lot. Because then you are learning how to do lines and how to correct if you do mistake. I have done a mistake there. I'm going to show you how to correct that. Here we're going to do. So bases are great places to practice. There is a space where if you do a mistake, is not that noticeable, and you always can cover it later on. So we'll wait the device a little bit. I want to do some corrections. So this one as well. Here. Start there. These ones are too close to each other, so we need to do more. later on with Avalanche Sunset we will correct it. So what I'm coming now, here this one with Avalanche Sunset, we do the corrections where we think it's are needed. You can see Avalanche Sunset is great. Yeah, I think on Necromunda it's interesting to do this type of patterns. I think I want to put these ones on the one on the bot that will go in yellow, because I think we'll we do this tracking from the bot, from the unbot. But here the mistake, I will just come with Avalanche Sunset over it. This will cost a lot. Okay. And later on, as it is on the floor, on the ground, I will chip this paint. I mean, I will create markings even while that paint has been chipped. Okay. So I think for today is going to be enough. I want to thank all the people that have passed by and commented here. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy doing these live videos. Today I was able to rest a little bit during the day, so I was less tired, and I was able to stay longer, almost 2 hours of live. So let me just put back the camera and I can say goodbye to all of you. Way. So I just want to say goodbye, have a good night, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the weekend, especially tomorrow, Sunday. I hope all of you can have some more time to paint tomorrow, Sunday. So thanks a lot for passing by. Thanks a lot, Essex, for commenting as well. Juicy, Bob Door, and Alex. Thanks a lot for passing by. I really appreciate that you were commenting, that you were here, and I hope you have also enjoyed as much as I was enjoying painting with you. That's all for today. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see again you later. Sorry for that. So, yeah. Bye. See you later.